Hi there, Martin here, founder of FutureProof, with another video, this time looking at AI ethics, philosophers versus engineers. Silicon Valley presents a fascinating paradox. Many of its most successful entrepreneurs possess deep philosophical foundations, while programmers often demonstrate a shallower understanding of philosophy. Leaders like Peter Thiel, Reid Hoffman and Elon Musk credit philosophical training for their strategic thinking abilities, yet when discussing technology's ethical implications with engineers, conversations often default to vague notions of aligning with human values without philosophical nuance. This video explores the gap between entrepreneurial philosophical understanding and programmers' ethical blind spots, examining how this disconnect impacts AI development and proposing pathways toward more ethically informed technology creation. The entrepreneur philosopher's edge. Systems-level perspective. Philosophical training cultivates the ability to question assumptions, identify fundamental societal needs, and envision solutions beyond mere technical innovation. Understanding human dynamics. Philosophy equips entrepreneurs to comprehend the intricate dance of human motivations, market dynamics, and the art of persuasion. Compelling vision. Philosophical entrepreneurs articulate a compelling why that resonates beyond technical specifications, inspiring investors, employees, and users alike. Thiel's Stanford philosophy degree and Hoffman's insights into human nature exemplify how philosophical discipline provides a distinct advantage in building and scaling successful ventures that transcend mere products. The programmer's ethical blind spot. Technical prowess. Engineers demonstrate undeniable technical expertise in building complex systems and solving computational problems. Their focus on functionality and efficiency drives remarkable innovation in AI, algorithms, and data processing technologies. Ethical limitations. However, many programmers lack deep philosophical understanding when grappling with the ethical implications of their creations. For example, the phrase aligning with human values often becomes an unexamined platitude, used without appreciating the complex, contradictory nature of ethical frameworks. This disconnect creates a scenario where technically brilliant solutions may be ethically naive or even harmful, as developers inadvertently embed unexamined values into the fabric of our digital world. The complexity of human values. Security, protection from harm and threats. Privacy, control over personal information. Justice, fair treatment and equitable outcomes. Efficiency, optimal use of resources. The term human values is far from a unified concept. What one culture cherishes as core, which could be truth, justice, freedom, equality, another might view differently. The real challenge emerges when these values clash. Prioritizing individual privacy might conflict with public safety. Optimizing for efficiency could perpetuate biases. Understanding value hierarchies, potential conflicts, and inherent trade-offs is essential for meaningful AI ethics work. The 4 pillars of ethical thought. Consequentialism. This judges actions based on outcomes or consequences. Utilitarianism seeks the greatest good for the greatest number, but struggles with predicting what all the consequences will be, quantifying what the good actually is, and protecting minority rights, such as examples where a large number of people would gain utility or happiness, but only if others are slaves. Deontology. This focuses on duties and rules, considering actions morally right if they adhere to moral principles regardless of the consequences. Challenges include establishing universal rules that don't conflict, and handling situations where rule adherence leads to undesirable outcomes. For example, a rule to never lie is probably not going to work in the real world. Virtue ethics. This approach emphasizes character and moral virtues rather than specific actions. Applied to tech, this might involve systems that promote virtuous behavior, but defining what constitutes virtuous AI presents significant challenges. Religious ethics. This draws moral guidance from divine commands, sacred principles, or spiritual teachings. While personally meaningful to billions, religious ethics presents challenges in diverse global tech landscapes due to differing moral injunctions. No single approach has definitively won the philosophical debate. Each offers valuable insights, but also significant limitations. Central philosophical points for ethical tech. The elusive definition of good. There's no universally accepted answer. Moral relativism versus universalism. There are often cultural and individual differences in relation to morals. The is-ought problem. Facts don't determine ethics. Unintended consequences. We need to anticipate negative outcomes, but it's difficult to anticipate everything. Moral agency in AI. We need to have responsibility and understanding of these challenges. These philosophical considerations highlight complexities often overlooked in simplistic discussions of value alignment in AI ethics, demanding deeper engagement from technologists. The elusive definition of good. Utilitarianism. This involves maximising happiness and well-being, but as we saw, it's relatively easy to give examples where we maximise happiness and well-being overall, but only when certain individuals suffer. Deontology. This means adhering to moral duties and rules, but it's easy to give situations where this leads to negative outcomes. Virtue ethics. This means cultivating a virtuous character, which should be honest or kind, rather than trying to maximise happiness or follow particular moral rules. However, the challenge is defining what that virtue is. Philosophers have grappled with the nature of good for millennia, yielding no single universally accepted answer. Is good about maximising happiness, adhering to moral duties, or cultivating virtuous character? Each framework offers a distinct path to ethical decision-making. When programmers implement ethical AI, they inevitably make choices between these frameworks, often unconsciously. Understanding the implications of these choices is paramount for responsible technology development. The is-ought problem in technology. Technical feasibility. This is what can be built. Ethical consideration. This is what should be built. Moral implementation is how it should be built. As David Hume famously observed, one cannot derive an ought, a moral imperative, from an is, a descriptive fact. Just because technology can be built doesn't mean it should be. Technical feasibility does not equate to ethical permissibility. While programmers excel at building what can be built, ethical considerations demand grappling with what should be built, a leap that factual understanding alone cannot bridge. This philosophical insight challenges technologists to move beyond capability to responsibility. Moral agency in artificial intelligence. Programmed ethics. AI follows ethical rules without understanding them. Responsibility lies primarily with programmers who encode these rules. Emergent behaviour. As systems grow more complex, unexpected behaviours emerge. Responsibility becomes shared between designers, users, and the system itself. Potential moral agency. Advanced AI raises questions about genuine understanding of ethics. Can an AI truly be ethical without consciousness? As AI systems grow more sophisticated, questions about their moral agency inevitably arise. If an autonomous system causes harm, where does the moral responsibility lie? With the programmer, the user, or the system itself? These are not just technical puzzles, but profound philosophical dilemmas. Towards a more thoughtful future. Philosophical education for technologists. We need to integrate ethics, philosophy, and critical thinking into technical education and professional development for all technology creators. Interdisciplinary collaboration. We need to foster meaningful partnerships between philosophers, ethicists, social scientists, and engineers to address complex ethical challenges in technology. Ethical frameworks and governance. We need to develop robust, philosophically informed ethical frameworks and governance structures for AI and emerging technologies. Integrating deeper understanding of ethics, its historical debates, diverse frameworks, and inherent complexities into the training of programmers isn't merely academic. It's a critical imperative for building a future where technology genuinely serves humanity's best interests. A more robust philosophical education could indeed become standard for all tech professionals, and not just entrepreneurs, creating a generation of technologists who build with both technical excellence and ethical wisdom. That's it for this video. Hope it got you thinking. Please check out our other videos and blog articles on this topic and many others.